Hi there everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the podcast. I'm Dan Ashendorf, and today we're going to be looking at something really important, and that's decluttering our lives. Now, why is this so important is because there's so much happening out there, so much information, so many physical, digital goods coming our way. It's really difficult to see the wood from the trees. A lot of people just can't. Our lives, their lives, our lives are cluttered. There's too much going on, and we don't get stuff done. We get depressed. We get frustrated, we procrastinate. Decluttering could be the answer. So let's look at doing this. And there's three types of decluttering: physical, digital, and mental. I'm going to be spending the majority of the time on digital and mental, but let's look at physical first. And three questions you want to be asking yourselves. First of all is, have I used this item, this bit of clothing, this book, this little journal, whatever it is, these dried flowers, whatever it is I got off eBay, have I used it in the last 6 months? Because if not, maybe it's time for the bin, recycling, or whatever. Second question is, if I'd be shopping right now, would I buy this? Is this congruent with who I am today? Not 6 months ago, not 12 months ago, not 6 years ago, but is this me today? If not, possibly bin it. The other thing is, does it give me joy? Does this thing make me happy? If not, again, possibly consigned to the bin. Now, the other thing, and that kind of goes without saying, is whatever's left after that little bit of decluttering exercise is just to tidy it. Just scrape off the dust, put it away somewhere tidy, because when we see clutter, it just depresses us, just makes us feel like we're out of control. So just do that. So get rid of whatever you don't need, the rest, tidy it away somewhere that you know where it is, looks good and tidy. So that's your number one physical decluttering. Really important, because you can't really run away from it. You just wake up and you see it. So that's the first thing. Then let's look at digitally decluttering our lives. Number one is delete everything you can. So there's a whole bunch of stuff on our devices, videos, links, bookmarks, photos, documents, anything like this. If we haven't used it in a couple of months, maybe 3 months, just delete it. Maybe possibly a bit longer, maybe 6 months, or whatever it is, just delete it. And the rest is you put away in folders. So it's either deleted or put away in folders, and then suddenly what you get is a really clean looking desktop, and that just makes you feel decluttered, looks good, makes you feel in control. Really important is, well, just before I tell you about something else, which is newsletters, let's look at different apps. Get rid of the apps you're not using. I always used to have like all these apps, little games I used to play with my kids, mindfulness apps or creativity apps or whatever, different things have just come and gone, fads or whatever. I just delete them. It just takes up memory, takes up space on my phone. Just get rid of them. Now here's the something really important is newsletters. So getting lots of newsletters is really stressful, because there's a whole bunch of stuff coming into our inbox, a whole bunch of shiny objects, and again, that's mentally stressful. It just means that if we start looking at these inboxes, if we start looking at these emails, it just means that we are going to be distracted from what we're doing. We're not going to be staying the course. So get rid of anything that's commercial newsletters, anything trying to sell you something. I can't say that I've got this coveted zero inboxing status where I get nothing, inside my, but actually some of my email accounts have that, but the main ones don't. But what I do is I've got rid of all the newsletters. I just keep either newsletters I want to learn from, I want to kind of copy them, emulate them, so it's what I call my learn from leaders file, or possibly just suppliers. But everything's tucked away, it's organized, so I don't get pages and pages of random emails coming through and really distracting me. Some of the people I talk to, they just can't do anything. They can't see the wood from the trees because they get so many emails. Now here's the really big one, and that's to mute all notifications. So this really plays into the hands of Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all these social media networks. It's higher engagement for them when you're notified of any changes in status, anyone looking at your profile, anyone reaching out to you. It's good for their metrics, but it's really, really bad for you. It just means you're going to get nothing done. Some people are just distracted all the time, and every time you get distracted, it takes a long time to get back to what you were doing before. So just mute all notifications, just have a completely silent phone moving forward. And then let's talk about mentally decluttering our brains, or mental declutter. So the first one is to, if you have any ideas, just write them down either on a piece of paper or just make a note in your phone. You got any good ideas, just don't leave that stuff in your brain. You want to have any like sort of mind maps or whatever, anything, creative, any ideas moving forward, don't leave them in your head, just write them down. Have a little creativity session, but put it on a piece of paper and then take a photo of that paper, file it away, whatever it is, just don't leave it inside your head. The other thing is, let's talk about decision making. Really important thing. I'm a really bad decision maker, but I'm a really good decision maker when I write things down. So I write the pros and the cons, and I kind of add them up, and then I become a really, really good decision maker. So that's something else that I would do by way of mentally decluttering my life, just trying to have as little as possible in my head, and that just leaves me the bandwidth to be creative, think, plan, do all these sort of things without having to keep it inside my head and then slow me down. Thanks very much for listening, boys and girls. Always a pleasure. Speak to you at the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.